Hey, everybody, welcome in to week 7, halftime here on the NFL slate. I'm the big man on campus. He's Donnie Wright. This is the closing line halftime edition. Hope you're having a great Sunday and enjoying the 1 o'clock games. It's been an interesting slate so far. In some games, wind has played a factor. We'll get into that and more. We'll check in on all our bets and see what we're looking at for the second half. Donnie, what's up?
Yeah, no, about what we thought so far, Jeff. You know, Philadelphia Eagles playing real good football at home in the first half. Carolina not presenting too much of a effort, but you're looking at the win. Blew one field goal wide right for the Philadelphia Eagles and then forced, I believe, Carolina to pump from like a 35-yard line, which was kind of funny to watch. But again, some big penalties in that game. You're right that have changed some situations here. But across the NFL, it looks like a lot of the things that we had thought coming in, Jeff, because my two plays here on the closing line, the Buccaneers up 16-2 right now, and then also have a lead in the Houston Texans game, Jeff, 13-0. So those two wagers looking pretty good right now for us.
Let's get in here. Welcome in everyone checking out the show. We'll get into some 4 o'clock games in a little bit, but this is mainly a halftime show, so we'll check in on some numbers here. We'll start out in Chicago. Bears up 17-14 here. There's a lot of time left in this first half, I believe, though.
Yeah, you got some time there, and that's an interesting one because when you get the grips on New England, Jeff, right, you get them down 17-7, and you give up a kick return touchdown. That's got to be a punch in the gut on that one. We'll see how they can respond, but I thought, Chicago was going to be in a good situation today, and they still are in a very good situation today, playing some good defense out there. Already some injuries in that football game that we're going to worry about, but hey, look, New England's not going to go away now at this point, and you just got to have to play some good defense and continue on here.
Looking good, though, with that one. Big third down coming up. Fourth down. So New England's going to have to – they might go for it at the 42. So we'll see what happens there. Cleveland back to being Cleveland. They're very much struggling in this game against Tampa. Do have a safety, but that's about all. I'll be interested to maybe see what a halftime number looks like in this game. Tampa, high scoring. Thought we'd see some more points in this game, but Tampa doing their job so far.
Yeah, no, look, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Jeff, on that. I didn't know if Cleveland would be able to return fire on Tampa Bay, and it looks like they just can't do it. They don't have the weapons, Jeff, to get after Tampa Bay secondary, which was the whole point on this cap and why we were looking at taking the Tampa Bay Bucks, even at 3.5 at this point on the show. Looks good early, but hey, look, it's Tampa Bay's defense, Jeff, right? I mean, they can give it up at any time, but we'll see what happens in the second half. But you're right. Original premise, Jeff, if your only score is a safety, probably not going to be winning that football game.
All you need in that game is a quick touchdown. You get a quick touchdown in that game, totals right back on its heels. So you need a quick touchdown in that game if you're a total back of there. Still some time left in that first half. Detroit up big on Miami. Miami having some trouble in this game, and look, this is the concern you thought you'd see. This game's at 24 at halftime. Total comes out in the second half at 23.5. So. I mean, do you think the Dolphins get back in the game, or do you think Tannehill struck or Fitzpatrick? Who's the?
Yeah, I don't. It's.
I don't even know.
Now for a while,
Osweiler.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that the whole point of the cap for us when you're looking at Detroit saying he don't think he can have a great game 2 games in a row? Then he got 7 points at the half. We'll see if he can turn it on in the second half. He actually played a decent second half last week versus the Bears, and maybe you're leaning on what, Jeff? Oh, it's real hot and humid in Miami, and this team will fold in the second half, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I don't have much on this one as we kind of look into the second half here. Eagles playing terrific. Defenses looked very good for the most part. You had that one field goal that Carolina ended up punting on because of 2 penalties. That really hurt them there. And the wind has been a problem in this game. Knocked the field goal down from the Eagles. Obviously, a 49-yard field goal wouldn't be a problem for Gano, but you got a punt at that point. There's been some chippiness in this game as well. Eric Reed is playing like a psychopath today. He's just going around hitting people and going nuts. And I'm not really sure, Donnie. There was a penalty on against. It should have been on Eric Reed for a hit late on
maybe even a double penalty. I mean, look, you hit Carson Wentz late. You got the original flag. So Zach Ertz comes in. He doesn't necessarily hit or do anything. He basically runs up to him and then gets body slammed, and there's a dueling personal fouls, which I thought was kind of interesting. But we've also seen a chop block go against the Philadelphia Eagles, which you would have had first and goal at the 9-yard line. And then very before the half, you could have put one of those daggers into Carolina and one of those mysteriously holding calls that it seems like they can do all the time in the NFL. Just make a call.
Cleveland is in the red zone, I believe, after a fumble from Cameron Brate. So Cleveland with about a minute to work with here. in the red zone. So you get a touchdown here, your
It
total's
opens
not
up.
looking as
Yeah.
bad. You're right at kind of halfway there.
Hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I feel like this game's going to get chippier, Dottie, in the second half. Eagles are, look, you look at the first quarter, they had 10 plus minutes of possession, yet it was 0-0. Alshon Jeffries looked terrific in this game. Ertz has looked very good as well. The run game has looked solid. But the defense has been the big story. They've been very good here in this game. As far as our second half number, Donnie, we have a number here of, and I'm waiting for SB odds. Looks like 2.5 for Carolina. I'm sorry.
I got -0.5 for the Eagles' favor in the second half, Jeff.
Yeah,
21.5 is the over-under.
For some reason, I don't know why SBR odds does this, but it posts like different odds and stuff. All right, yeah, a half -110.
Good if you're an Eagle backer today, I guess, Jeff, with that, right?
Yeah. Carolina looks really bad. They can't move the ball. Defensively, they're just kind of out of sync. Eagles controlling this football game.
And also what you're looking at too, Jeff, with that half, it sounds kind of interesting there, but one would think that with the windy conditions out here in a 10-point game, field goals aren't really going to be a premium where you're trying to stack the field goals. You're probably more likely to go for it now in this type of game. So it's kind of interesting they hung that. We'll see how it actually pans out there. But windy conditions for sure in Philadelphia. Under 45.5, Jeff, you had that looking pretty damn good right now.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat saying Jags are screwing them over. I think we kind of told you that they would.
Houston. It was just, and it wasn't anything against Houston or the Jaguars. It was just, what have you seen from the Jaguars to lay points at all when you know it's going to probably be a close game? I mean, they're just pathetic at this point. Yeah.
Their offense stinks. I mean, and Houston's playing good football right now. I'll tell you one team that, Donnie, I think we're kind of done with is the Bills. I mean, every time this team's getting a big number, they just get shredded. I mean, they when was the last time this team covered a double-digit number, Donnie?
And I said if I had a free bet to make, I would probably bet on the Bills plus the 7, but it looks like it's going downhill fast. And, if you're going to fire sale your team, who you actually fire sale? It seems like LaShawn McCoy gets hurt every single week as is. So shout out to Sean McDermott asking for a first-round pick 2 weeks ago, Jeff, for Shady McCoy. You might not even get anything for the kid.
The guy's always injured, man. Always injured. Cleveland 4th and 2 on the Tampa 11. Listen, you got to go for this, Donnie. I mean, you're down. No. Yes, you're down 14. You can't move the ball. You get a free possession. You're not going to win kicking field goals against Tampa.
No, you're not. But with 11 seconds to go, you got to just take your points, get in the locker room, right?
I mean, I guess there is only a couple seconds, but still 26 seconds left.
Like, even if you get the first down anyway without a touchdown, I mean, what do you really have on the clock anyway? So we'll see. I don't even know how many timeouts they have. I'm just looking through the.
They got one timeout left.
Oh, they have one timeout. So yeah, maybe they could.
There's 26 seconds left.
I keep the field goal though.
Nah, I don't think that does much for you. I mean, you're down 14, Donnie, and you're not moving the ball. I mean, you got a special situation here. We got an extra possession. Buffalo now up 24, down 24-0. That one's
they're not coming back in that game. I would like to see the halftime line, because what is Peterman going to get in the football game? Like, what do you do now? Like, Derek Anderson, obviously, I haven't watched that much of this football game, but they're getting shut out, so I can imagine he's doing nothing out there. Do you bring in Peterman in this football game? I don't know about
that. Browns just did something, I think, something stupid.
Somebody's hurt. They were surrounded the field, so somebody went down in that football game, so it's hurt.
I believe they didn't get the first. So there you go. I mean, fumble. Baker Mayfield fumble. Listen, is it surprising to anyone, Donnie, that Baker Mayfield had one good game?
Did they go for it? They actually went for it? I'm not. My updates are a little bit slow, I guess.
I mean, is it surprising to anyone that Baker Mayfield's starting to look like complete shit?
Look, he's going on. He doesn't have very many weapons. I mean, I know a lot of people were looking at like, oh my God, they beat the Ravens. Yeah, they beat them by 3, and they hung with the Raiders. I mean, okay, this is still the Cleveland Browns out here with Hugh Jackson and a rookie quarterback.
Am I ready for college basketball? Of course I am. I'm counting the days down. What else do we have here? Minnesota up 10-7. They get an early quick touchdown for Adam Thielen.
Windy in that one too, Jeff. Yes. Yeah.
Yep, he's had a great season. I'm going to look for what do we have on a total in that Eagle game in the second half, Donnie?
It's got to be low. 21, Jeff. Yeah, you got 21.5 at some other outlets too.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to take under 21.5 in this game. I just this game is really there are a lot of issues in this game with the win, Donnie. It's taken off. I mean, you're not kicking. I mean, and
You know
throwing the
what's
ball is
interesting about it
difficult.
too, Jeff? Like, bet or no bet in this football game, fan or no fan of either team. If it's pretty clear. It's pretty one-sided in this game towards the Eagles. Now they both missed field goals, so they sort of offset there. You're going to have a huge drive coming out in the second half for the Carolina Panthers. They need to do something, flip field position, pin the Eagles back, or get points out of that first drive. Because the one thing you see the Eagles and what they can do today, Jeff, is run the football and chew clock, and that's exactly what they're doing. And even watching the Colts game, Jeff, that whole Eagles mantra of last year, just go for it on fourth down, they continue to do it, and they continue to work out well for them.
You got to love Donnie Wright's. I discussed I'm going to give a bet out. He starts going on a ramble about a game. I got to get a number, Donnie. Settle down.
Number what?
Fuck me. Now I'm going to lose 21.5. I could have got 21 minus 111.
Yeah, but the 21's good though, Jeff. Who's like, you know how many extra points are probably going to be missed in this game too? 21 is solid, man.
I'm gonna go with fucking hell, man.
You know somebody's missing an extra point. So
I'm gonna go 21.5. I can get a 21.5 in a free here. Nice. I'm gonna rock with that, Donnie Right side. Second half under 21.5. Carolina Eagles. No, what are you thinking in this Minnesota game? But New York Jets. I don't know how they even scored.
They're not at the half yet. I don't know what's going to take place, but it looks like both of these teams. Isaiah Crow -6. I'm looking at the Jets.
How did they score
from their own 2? They had a nice drive, like a couple dink dunk passes down the field, or chunk passes, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really windy up there too, though. But it looks like the Vikings going to get some field position here, maybe tack on at the half. But you never know again with the wind out there. So
I'm seeing a total at 20.5 in Houston, Jacksonville. This is another one, Donnie. Just not a lot of offense here.
Yeah, I don't know if that game opens up. And I'm also seeing there, even though you're up 13-0, Jeff, in that football game, you're getting 3.5 for Houston in the second half. What has shown you that Jacksonville can do even anything? Even though it's 13-0, and you say, well, the opening line was Jacksonville's favored. They should come back. They haven't shown me anything in that game. They can come back and win the second half by over a field goal, I should say.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think I'm going to just stay with this. Under 21.5, Eagles, Carolina. We're at the half in Tampa.
24.5, the over-under in that one, Jeff. If you're going to take an over, it's probably going to be an overplay on 24.5, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. I got a feeling. You're right on that. That looks like the one where if you're going to see some games opening up, there's no weather issues in that game. This weather is really
get a live. I sent for a live link come out for the show, but it doesn't look like we got one today. So that's why I'm not in the chat box either.
You don't know how to get into it?
No, I don't have it up here, so I just usually wait for it on like Twitter, so something can happen on there. So,
nice to see everybody's at work today.
Hey, we'll see what happens in this Vikings game, see if they can tack on some numbers here. But other ones across the board, Jeff, how about some updated lines for this afternoon? Still hanging in there, Dallas -1, -1.5, in most outlets. Looks like the Niners hanging around at 9 at most outlets. Intertop's only -8.5 for those games. And tonight's game, let's see what that is. I've seen a little bit go down, 5.5 at Pinnacle, so kind of interesting there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at
what do the Bills have, Jeff? Bills are up on the board now, -2.5, -1.5 at Chris for Indianapolis. Who's to say Indianapolis just doesn't run away with this?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Bills are dreadful. Eagles are back, so we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We got some games. So, Donnie, you interested in anything in the second half?
Yes, the one I just said, I'm going to double. I already have the Houston Texans getting the +3.5 for the game. I'm going to take them second half +3.5. So we'll see if we can get a 3-0 on the card for us here, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with, obviously I have the Bears +2. I'm gonna stick with the other play under 21.5, Eagles Panthers. Paul, if you have a great day. This has been the Closing Line Halftime Edition. Quick and simple. That's how we do it here. Mm-hmm. Good luck at all your bets. We'll see you tomorrow. It's 10 o'clock Eastern. Right side of campus where we live everything from the weekend and get a Monday Night Football preview. Donnie, what are you on tonight later? What are you on?
I don't know. I really wanted to be on Kansas City. We'll see where that line ends up. If you can get something south of 6, I think they win the football game. So
yeah, I'm going to say I have a second play. I gave out Rams and who do they play? 49ers over 52. So I'm on that one. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you tomorrow here in SBR.
See ya.